Hello everyone, we are here at our head office at the Longridge Manor, and I have somebody very important which I'd like to introduce you to. Her name is Simone Magill, and she's our new Forever brand ambassador. Hello Simone, how are you?
I'm good, thank you for having me.
So the first question I want to ask you is, what drew you into Forever?
So Forever was a company that I was introduced to only this year, and since I've started using the products, I found that they've just slipped into my everyday life. Obviously, with being a professional athlete, health and wellness is so important to me, and I found that this company really aligned with my passion in sustainability, and also allowing everyone to know that they can be whoever they want to be. So yeah, I was very drawn to this company, and I'm delighted to be on board.
Wonderful, it's great to have you here with us. So talking about the products, which is your favorite Forever product?
I am quite prone to want to use the RG, but I do really like the mango. It's slowly becoming my favorite.
Yeah, it is a great product. So Simone, you have a lot on your plate. Not only you are a football player, professional football player, but you have also other activities. Tell us more about those, please.
Yeah, sure. So I've been a professional player now for quite a few years. Obviously played with Everton, I'm now with Aston Villa, and I've been playing for Northern Ireland since I was 15.
Wow.
But yeah, I also do a PhD, which is something I've been doing for the last 4 years, as well as co-hosting my own podcast, and occasionally give some guest lectures as well. So all of them things keep me relatively busy.
Amazing, amazing. Quite a lot of stuff, but really exciting to hear that. Could you tell us a little bit about your PhD? I know with our talks you mentioned so good it is that you get a lot of information how to deal with situations in your life, not only in your football career, but also outside of that.
Yeah, sure. So all of my work within academia so far has been to do with video analysis specifically, but how athletes are perceiving that activity from a sociological point of view, their behaviours, what they're showing and what they're hiding emotionally. So my PhD work at the moment is looking at how coaches are using technology within their coaching practices, but I'm specifically interested in the strategic thought processes that go into how they conduct themselves, what they're showing, what they're hiding, and how they're managing their behaviours to their athletes. So it's very interesting. Obviously it's very specific to coaching what I'm looking at, but in terms of the data that I'm finding can be applied in everyday life, into workplace, into relationships, into any aspect of life. So it's been really interesting and something that I've really enjoyed.
Very good. And what do you think is more important in terms of, is it the mindset, is it the technique as a football player? What is it more important, to get out and be the best you can?
Yeah, I think mindset's everything. You don't get very far if you haven't got the willpower in your mind that you believe you can go and do something. I think especially when I look at my career, I had a dream that didn't exist at a point. Professional women's football wasn't a thing when I was a kid growing up, and I believed that one day it would be, but I had the drive and the desire to want to go and do everything I possibly could to at least know that I left no stone unturned to get to where I wanted to go. And it's just the drive and the willpower to believe that you can go and do something. And I think that hopefully with being an ambassador for this company is a message that I can get across to everybody who's a part of this wonderful company.
Amazing, so true. I mean, in what we do, we start off maybe trying things that we have never heard of other people achieving in goals and things like that, but your story really resonates with what Forever is truly about, and thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. Women's football has been rising the last few years. Could you mind telling us a few words about that?
Yeah, sure. Whenever I was obviously a little kid, like I said before, I had this dream of becoming a professional, and there was no such thing as being a professional female player, and I was trying to figure out and try and realise a dream that obviously didn't exist. And lucky for me, when it came about, I was the right age, and I worked really hard and I finally made it here. But even since then, when I look at where the game is now, to when I first became a professional, it's grown rapidly, and it still continues to grow. And we've come such a long way, and granted, we still have such a long way to go, but it's just been fantastic to be a part of that, be a part of the growth and the trailblazers of the game, paving the way for those to come through. And yeah, it's been fantastic to be a part of it. Like I say, we've still got such a long way to go. But for me personally, it's been a pleasure to be a part of this game, and obviously representing my country on an international field is probably the greatest honour I've had as well. And obviously last year getting to the pinnacle of playing in the Euros, and to see the coverage that tournament got just shows how far that the game has come. So it's been fantastic to see where it is now, and hopefully it keeps growing.
Amazing. Simone, tell us a little bit about your experience from the last year's Euro. And I hear you had an injury. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so obviously getting to play in the Euros was my dream. I always wanted to go to a major tournament with my country, and I got there, and I had my career high and my career low all at the same moment, in terms of I sustained an ACL injury in the opening game of the Euros, which was devastating. It's probably one of the worst injuries you could probably do in the game. They put like a 9-month time stamp on it as a minimum, and I knew that as soon as it happened. So I think mentally it was tough. I knew obviously in that exact moment when I sustained the injury what it was. They say that time almost slows down, but you feel something, and I felt something, so I knew it wasn't good. And I think the circumstances around it as well. Obviously I was devastated. It happened at such a major tournament, but I'd also just signed for Aston Villa. So I just knew that it was going to be tough, and it was. Thankfully I'm back now, which is amazing. And when I look back to the rehab, it was hard, but I learned so much about myself as a person, but as an athlete as well. And I feel like I'm mentally stronger now and physically stronger now than I was before. So I think that there's a lot I can take away from that experience in terms of how to be patient. I had to be very patient to come through something like that. You just want to be better overnight, but it's a process, and you've got to take things step by step. And I had to be very disciplined and driven to get through that, because mentally it can be really tough, and it can be a really lonely place as well. Being injured is never nice. Your teammates are outside playing on the field and you're inside rehabbing. So to get through it, I'm very happy that I got through it, and I feel mentally in a really, really good place and really strong from it. So hopefully I can start to push on again now in the new season.
Well done, and we're looking forward to seeing you playing again. That'll be great.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good.
What would you recommend to someone that is feeling low now? They might be in a position where they are not performing as good as they used to. What kind of mindset they need to be into in order to to come out of this and fight back?
I think when you're going through something, it's hard, and you might feel that there's no light at the end of the tunnel, or it doesn't get better. And I suppose my advice would be that it does. I think if you're doing the daily things every single day, you keep turning up, you keep showing up, and you keep putting the work in, then you're getting one step closer each time to wherever it is you want to get to. And I think that that's the message I know I learned all too well throughout the 9 months. When I think at the start of my injury, 9 months, 10 months seems like forever away. But I kept showing up every single day, kept putting the work in. Before I knew it, I was 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, I'm back running. And then before you know it, you're there. So I think my advice is keep showing up every day, keep putting the work in, and you'll keep getting closer to wherever it is you want to get to.
Excellent. And I guess believing in it, believing that it will be the day that will come and you'll be out of the hole you were into, I
Yeah,
guess.
belief's everything. If you don't believe in yourself, then who will? That's something that I've carried with me throughout my whole career. I had to believe in myself first, and once I believed in myself, then other people will believe in me too. So that's the fundamental. You've got to believe in whatever it is that you're trying to get to, or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And if you believe in it and work hard and keep showing up every day, then you're going to get yourself closer to wherever it is you want to be.
And how important it is for you to represent your country. Do you feel like you're there not only for yourself, but for your whole country back home?
Yeah, it's the greatest honour. It's all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid, was put on the Northern Ireland jersey and represent my country at the pinnacle, at the top, at the very top. And I've got to do that, and I'm looking forward to being able to do that again after my injury. There's no feeling in the world like it when you're walking out, you're singing the anthem and the fans are there and you see your family in the crowd. They're the moments that you dream of, and I'm lucky I get to do that.
Amazing. As a women's professional footballer, how has the Forever products helped you so far?
Yeah, I think as a woman in this field, it's important to know that everybody belongs here. And the Forever products have made me feel confident. and I just feel genuinely great for taking them. And I think that that's important, you know, that women and girls also feel that as well. You know, I think that that's a key message that I kind of want to bring across to this company, is that, you know, being an underdog and being a woman and achieving the pinnacle in your career, that other people can do that too, and this company and these products are going to help me achieve that.
Simone, being in a very competitive sport, and which you're not by yourself, you have the whole team around you. Tell us a little bit some tips on how we could be within that team as a player, but also as a leader within that team too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been part of teams my whole life, and I think the most important thing to know is that it's for the team, and you play your part in that. I think that that's so important, to know that you're all striving towards the same goal, that everybody in the team is working together, and if you've got that, and everybody's playing their part and they show up every day and they keep working, then you're on to a winner. And being part of a team's great because it means you can share the good times, but also ride the bad times as well, but you're doing it together. And I think that, you know, the values that you can gain from being part of a team make all the hard work and all the time spent worth it in the end, when you get to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. And being part of so many teams throughout all of my career have taught me that, but also helped me develop my own leadership skills, and defined who I wanted to be as a player, but also as a person. And I think that they're fundamental attributes that you can carry through any aspect in life as well.
With the World Cup coming, the Women's World Cup, could you tell us who you think will win this at the end?
Oh, you massively put me on the spot
really?
Here. Yeah, I think naturally the United States typically are always up there performing. England obviously won the Euros, although they've had some big injuries, so they might struggle, but equally I think that they will still be in and around it. But I think I would tip the US. They always show up on the big stage, so I'm gonna say them.
And any other team that you feel that they have maybe a chance to kind of try to win this outside of the favorite, which is the US?
Yeah, I mean, you've got other top nations. I mean, all the nations in the World Cup are top nations, but Spain are obviously a really good side. But I also think that I'm looking forward to watching Australia play. Obviously, the World Cup's over in Australia and New Zealand, so I'm looking forward to watching them because of it being a home World Cup. And, you know, who knows, they could maybe be a surprise package.
Great, right. Simone, thank you very much for our talk. Really, it was inspiration to hear your story. I know you're gonna grow your fan base here, because all our forever business owners would like to hear and listen and see you more.
Yeah, sure. So obviously to watch my games, every week the games are either on TV, or you can also get them just through the FA app, and internationally again they're on TV as well. And in terms of my personal pages, at Simone Magill on all social platforms. I'm on pretty much everything, so they can find me there.
Great. Thank you very much again for joining our family. We're really glad to have you on board. And we want to wish everybody good luck and the best in their forever business.
Cheers.
Cheers.